You're welcome to stand if you want to sing this tune. It's getting you kind of in the groove and rocking, so stand if you'd like. Well, here come the words. Here come the words. Here we go. Well, I choose to feel good about my life today. Look beyond appearances and pain in my way. Connect deep down to the spirit inside. Rejuvenate with energy and let God guide. Shine my light to inspire, be a real live wire. Now that's all right with me. I got love in my heart. I got a whole lot of soul. I got joy in my life, from my head down to my toes. I got my light shining bright, and that's all right with me. Oh, let me see that light. Well, I'm gonna do random acts of kindness out there. Surprise them with a thank you to show them I care. With a big old smile that's upon my face, a bounce in my step to a positive pace. Standing high with some poise, make a big joyful noise. Now that's all right with me. I got love in my heart. I got a whole lot of soul. I got joy in my life, from my head down to my toes. I got my light shining bright, and that's all right with me. Let's sing that again. I got love in my heart. I got a whole lot of soul. I got joy in my life, from my head down to my toes. I got my light shining bright, and that's all right with me. One more time. I got my light shining bright, and that's all right with me.
Whew. Well, that wakes us up and gets us present, doesn't it? Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Unity of Hagerstown, and welcome to all of our friends out there in Facebook land. So I have a quote to start for us today. This is Black History Month, so we'll have some quotes from Black leaders in America. There is no greater agony than bearing an untold story inside, by Maya Angelou. So let's come together in prayer. Take a moment, gather our breath, gather ourselves fully present to this space. And with our next exhale, move into that place within you where the divine resides. And feel that connection within your body and the connection with each soul that is present here and present out there in Facebook, because there is no physical distance that keeps us apart. For the opportunity that we have that we can come together weekly and share our spirituality and our beliefs and our truths, we say thank you. For a community where we encourage each other to be ourselves, where we encourage each other to speak our truths, where we encourage each other to be who we are, we say thank you. For a music ministry that brings us each more present to one another and to ourselves in that sense of divine order, imagination, wisdom, grace, and presence, we say thank you. For all that is in our hearts, every blessing that we see and the blessings that we may not see that are yet present, we say thank you. So be it, and so it is. So now, if you will join me in saying the mission statement for Unity of Hagerstown. Unity of Hagerstown, a welcoming community, embraces spiritual awakening through affirmative prayer and meditation, creating a positive path for abundant living. And now we have a quote, another quote in celebration of Black History by Ola Joseph. Diversity is not about how we differ. Diversity is about embracing one another's uniqueness. And now we have the reading of the daily word with Diane Morgan. No, Sandy's going. Like, I haven't learned yet how to read lips through the mask. Diane.
The word for today, Sunday, February 6th, is dominion. I am a powerful spiritual being endowed with dominion, the authority to take command of my thoughts, words, and actions. I remember I am not constrained by what is happening around me. Claiming dominion, I choose to respond in all situations. I live with poise and confidence. I claim dominion over my thoughts and feelings. When I recognize limiting thoughts, I train myself to affirm my spiritual power and freedom. Divine wisdom guides me. I feel the strength of the indwelling Christ, presence moment by moment, thought by thought, as I use my dominion to establish a positive, fulfilling direction in my life. The reading today comes from Genesis. Then God said, "Let us make humankind in our image, according to our likeness, and let them have dominion." Please join me in the affirmation on the board. Claiming dominion, I am calm and confident. That's very powerful when we do that. Let's say it one more time together. Claiming dominion, I am calm and confident.
Thank you, Diane. And now we will have another song with Brent and Patty.
A song in my soul, it sings I am whole. Everywhere I go, it sings I am whole. There is a song in my soul, it sings I am whole. Everywhere I go, it sings I am whole. I am whole, I am whole, I am whole, I am whole. I am whole, I am whole, I am whole, I am whole. There is a song in my soul, it sings I am healed. I take a breath and know that I am healed. There is a song in my soul, it sings I am healed. I take a breath and know that I am healed. I am healed, 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 I am healed. There is a song in my heart, it sings I am loved. It whispers in my ear that I am loved. There is a song in my heart, it sings I am loved. It whispers in my ear that I am loved. I am loved, 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 I am loved. There is a song in my soul, it sings of my joy. It bubbles up from deep inside, pure sweet joy. There is a song in my soul, it sings of my joy. It bubbles up from deep inside, pure sweet joy. I am joy, I am joy, I am joy, I am joy. I am joy, I am joy, I am joy, I am joy. There is a song in my soul, it sings I am love, a beaming ray of spirit's light, I am love. There is a song in my soul, it sings I am love, a beaming ray of spirit's light, I am love. I am love, I am love. We are love, we are love. We are love, we are love. We are love, we are love. I am whole, I am healed. I am love, I am joy. I am well, all is well. I am loved, I am loved. I am love, I am loved. We are love, we are love. We are love, we are love.
Yay! Thank you, Brett and Patty. Can you hear me? Feels like this is a little low. I'm going to have to hold it up, I think. Can you hear me now? Okay, but you can't hear me now. Okay. We'll just hold it. We will just hold it. How's everybody doing? Good. Yeah, good. It's good to see everybody. And it's good to have our Facebook and YouTubers watching. I'm so appreciative of your tuning in. So we are continuing in our series by James O.D., The Soul Awakening Practice, based on the book by the same name. The practice is very easy. It's simply these 6 lines that you say 4 times. You can do this while you're washing dishes. I did it on the way to church today in the car. You could do it on your walk. You say it the first time for yourself, really envisioning your heart opening and that light shining within. You say it the second time for a beloved and see them as that light as well. The third time for community, which, however you define community. And the fourth time for the world, planetary awakening. So, and we will incorporate that in our meditation practice today, I believe. But I wanted to start the new year with this series because it's an easy practice for everyone to do and they can add it to their current spiritual practice. And it really sets the tone for the upcoming year to open our hearts, to live centered in our hearts throughout the year, to touch into that voice in our soul, that song in our soul that says that we are joy, that we are love, that we are whole. We are healed, no matter what the inner critic may say. In order to live this heart-centered life, we have to look at those wounds that we may be carrying. We have to do that inner work. We have to tear down those walls around our hearts or remove the mask that we put on. And that's what we're going to be talking about today. We're on wounds dissolving. So perhaps some of you can relate to being triggered by something that someone said or something that happened in your life, and all of a sudden you're reacting instead of responding. You are reacting the same way you did in a similar situation a long time ago. Can you relate to that? And there's a part of you that may say, oh, this feels familiar. This feels like I've been here before. Or perhaps there's a part of you that says, am I ever going to be free of this? There may be a part of you that just wants to stuff that back down where it came from and walk away. But in order for us to live heart-centered, we need to look at those places that we are triggered, the wounds that we are carrying. You know, there's comfort and support in the words that Odie writes. Wounds are often transmitted to others and can be sustained for generations, wreaking havoc in cycle after cycle of abuse and carnage. But these cycles can be skillfully interrupted when there is a commitment to the kind of truth that allows people to express their deepest pain and dream a new story together. My friends, that is what we are here to do. Dream a new story together, a story of a world that works for everybody, not just a few. A world of peace, a world of goodness, bringing that heaven here on earth today, here and now. So we might be able to cultivate some sympathy or some empathy for ourselves and for others when we think of generational wounds. The wounds that we've been carrying around for 5, 10, 15 years, however long, when we realize that we may have inherited them to a certain degree. And as we look courageously at them, as we feel what they have to tell us, we help heal not only the past generations, but future generations as well as ourselves. So all wounds really stem from the trauma of separation, being separate, feeling isolated, feeling alone, feeling not enough, being separated from unconditional love. And these may feel, we may get the message that our own personal worth is determined by what we do, by our performance. It may be determined by our gender or sexual orientation. It may be determined by our religion. That's the message that we may have received. These are the wounds we need to heal. These experiences that we've had have led us to feel separate from unconditional love, as I said. So we adopted coping mechanisms in order to protect ourselves. And those mechanisms influence us or invited us to build a false self, the mask that I was talking about before, that protects us from the outer world. Odie tells us that wounds feed on wounds. Over time, if not dissolved, wounds form a constellation which implode in self-destruction or explode in violence to others. We live in a world of wound contagion. So we are called upon to look at these wounds. If we want peace on earth, if we want that dream that we're dreaming together to become a reality, we have to do the work within. We have to look at our shadow selves. And I want to tell you that not, in case you're thinking, I don't know what you're thinking, but not all wounds, I mean, the wounds, of course, hurt, but they can lead us to a good place. When I was in my 30s, I was recently divorced. I was in a relationship that I knew wasn't right. I was in a job that did not cover the bills. So I was working 2 jobs. I felt depressed, lonely, isolated, truly. But from that, I began a spiritual search. From that led me to this path that I'm on now. So not everything in your life is against you. It is for you. It is for you to grow, to heal. So these core wounds that we have of betrayal or humiliation, whatever it might be, abandonment, rejection, they this is not going to be depressing all the way through. Okay. But they do lead us to think thoughts that are untrue about ourselves, that we're not enough, that we're not worthy, that we're unlovable, that we're invisible, that we're alone. They lead us to develop really, and we do a good job at it, developing that inner critic. So that does not allow those experiences that led to the wounds to heal. Michael Singer tells us we hold uncomfortable impressions inside because we don't want to fully experience them. We inwardly push them away from our seat of consciousness, yet the act of pushing them away actually keeps them locked within us. So how do we heal? How do we dissolve these wounds within? Well, I think that very simple practice has a key for us. As we open up, as we become more awake, soul awakening, which is really awareness, and as we open our hearts a little bit more, let that light shine in on all those dark places that we don't want to think about. We become more open-hearted, we increase our awareness, we develop the ability to identify when we're triggered and follow that back to the core belief that was triggered, even if it was 20 years ago, 30 years ago. So we have this inner awareness developing of what our body is saying to us. Our body is a communication device. It's trying to tell us what's going on. It's also an awareness of what is coming up within our hearts. Now we do this without judgment. And that's kind of hard because that self-critic is right there along with that whatever's coming up usually. And it's sometimes easier to listen to the self-critic than feel the pain, to feel vulnerable, or to feel the sadness. So it's just being with what shows up, avoiding running away from it, avoiding pushing it back down, being present, and sometimes, no, I'm going to say pretty much all the time, it means taking a mindful breath to stay present to what's coming up, being with those feelings without going into fix-it mode, just being with those feelings. You know, we love to fix things, right? You know, we want to fix our friends, our family especially. I raised my hand on that one. Yes, I do. But, and so it's natural for us to want to fix something that's coming up within us. But the way for these wounds to dissipate is to let them express themselves. You know, we're not alone. We're not alone in our human experience, which always involves suffering to a certain degree. So if you find yourself saying, why me? Why am I the only one? Remember, this is a human condition. Life on this human experience is imperfect. I'm talking about the relative. In the absolute, or in that state of consciousness of oneness, it's only perfection. O.D. tells us that we can become more loving to ourselves. And he says that unconditional love is a true salve for the wounds of rejection and scar tissues of neglect. It allows us to breathe in acceptance and melt resistance. Unconditional love. As our heart opens and our light shines, we get in touch with the love that we are. Our culture teaches us to not do this, to hide from those wounds in many ways, to avoid feeling the pain. And in unity, sometimes there's an undercurrent of affirming the pain away. and this does not work. If we put a positive spin or a smile upon our face and our hearts are lonely, it does not work. We have to look at what's going on. Until we acknowledge those wounds, they remain with us. Have I said that enough today? Okay. My job is done. So when we learn to step through the fear surrounding it, we actually do see it can be used as fuel for our spiritual growth. So our wound is not to be something to be feared or our enemy, but the path that we must walk in order to reach an integrated wholeness. We have to walk through that shadow of the valley of death so that we can embrace both our inner light, which we love to embrace, and our shadow, so we can become an integrated, transcendent whole. This requires compassion and love, unconditional love, as O.D. says. Now, we may think of ourselves as compassionate people, but sometimes that compassion is not turned towards ourselves. Pema Chodron tells us compassion isn't some kind of self-improvement project or ideal that we're trying to live up to. Having compassion starts and ends with having compassion for all those unwanted parts of ourselves, all those imperfections that we don't even want to look at. So if we ignore what's going on without processing the feeling and go straight to a spiritual perspective, like I'll pray about it, which I'm saying prayer is good, but we have to feel it too. If we go straight to a spiritual perspective, I'm going to affirm it away. This is spiritual bypass. We are bypassing the pain. So what if we are here on earth to bring this awareness into our lives? Not only of what we're feeling, but an awareness of goodness, of God. What if we are here to realize that, yes, we are human and have these human problems, but we are fully divine as well? What if we are here to experience this human journey with a state of oneness, a consciousness of oneness? You know, we all forget our divinity at times, but we are made in the image and likeness of God. We are made sacred. But we're in this world, and, you know, it's been called Maya or illusion or many other names, and we get lost in it. But we can always come back to who we are. We can always come back and realize, oh yes, I am so much more. I am an individual expression of God. So it's kind of a built-in feature. No, not kind of. It is a built-in feature in this human experience to create an ego in order to be able to have relationships. So we can identify as me and you, and we have a relationship. And it's through this we experience the diversity, the multiplicity of life. And I kind of think that this is why the one manifests as the many, to experience these relationships. We were born into a state in which we had no sense of separation. No sense of separation between ourselves and the world around us. And gradually we developed the idea that, oh, these are my fingers and these are my toes, and that is the skin boundary. And then as we grew older, we developed thoughts. Oh, I have an idea. This is what I think about it. And that is the mind boundary. And then we became aware of the rules of society in which we are expected to conform, and developed our own set of rules of what was right and what was wrong. And this is the persona boundary, or the shadow boundary. Our spiritual work is to see that there is underneath all of these boundaries, that these are just relative, these are just temporary. underneath all of these boundaries, there is oneness. To see through those illusions of separation. But we can't do that without diving first within, without healing what is going on, and just taking that opportunity for growth. Seeing the beauty in the shadows, seeing that the chips and the cracks are truly where the light shines. We're fully human, we're fully spiritual, and to do both doesn't mean putting a smile on our face over pain or numbing our emotions. Pema Chodron tells of a time when they were digging for the foundation of the retreat at Gampo Abbey, and they hit bedrock. And after about a minute, water began dripping out from a crack that had occurred. An hour later, the flow was so strong and water was pouring out and the crack had widened. Well, spiritual growth is like that. We tap into a spring of living water that has been encased by rock, and we face our wounds without trying to suppress them, run away from them, ignore them. When we face our wounds and just be with them, staying present, it softens us, it opens us, and it may call us to have forgiveness. Forgiveness for ourselves, forgiveness for another. Adi tells us forgiveness has the power to dissolve wounds. It is the bridge to reconciliation and new life. It releases attachment to being the injured party. Forgiveness refuses to be dominated by perpetual resentment. So we're going to move into a time of meditation as we dream together this new story of life here on earth. But before we do, I want us to remember to be gentle with ourselves. So I invite you to join me in this affirmation. Together, I am gentle and compassionate towards myself. And let's just breathe that in. And say it again. I am gentle and compassionate towards myself. And we'll just move into a time of meditation here and now. So go ahead and adjust your position as necessary so that you're comfortable. Close your eyes or soften your gaze. On your next inhalation, pause at the top of it. And as you exhale, release any tensions in the body. And on your next inhalation, pause at the top of it and release any worries that may be distracting your thoughts, becoming fully present to your heart space. And then on your next inhalation, pausing, releasing any fears, any concerns on your heart space. Soul awakening, heart opening, light shining, love flowing, wounds dissolving, peace radiating. As we pause in this practice for now, let us say that silently to our own souls, our own hearts. Let us spend time being aware of anything that may come up, being gentle, being compassionate towards ourselves, just being present. Allowing our wounds to teach us. And seeing that we can let them heal so that we can hear the song of our souls. We let unconditional love come into our hearts. We allow forgiveness to move freely. We see the activity of spirit within, inviting us to grow, to heal, to evolve. Soul awakening, heart opening, light shining. Love flowing, wounds dissolving, peace radiating in the silence, in the silence, in the silence. And now let us say our practice for a loved one. Soul awakening, heart opening, light shining, love flowing, wounds dissolving, peace radiating. And for our community, our unity community, or another one of your choice. Soul awakening, heart opening, light shining, love flowing, wounds dissolving, peace radiating. And now let us dream together a new story for our world as we see the planetary soul awakening, the global heart opening, light shining, love flowing, wounds dissolving, peace radiating. And so it is. I'll invite Brent and Patty to come and lead us in a beautiful song.
Is to breathe love in. All I need is to breathe love in. Breathe. All I need is to breathe love in. All I need is to breathe love in. And I know that something beautiful is waiting to begin. All I need is to breathe love in. All I need is to breathe love in. All I need is to breathe love in. And I know that something beautiful is waiting to begin. All I need is to breathe love in. Breathe love in. Breathe love in. Breathe love in.
Thank you. That was perfect. No surprise. Let's pray together, shall we? Divine love, through me, blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, all that I receive and all that I am. Thank you, Father, Mother, God, for the abundance in my life. And if you would like to support this ministry and you're watching via or virtually, you can certainly do so by going to unityhagerstown.org and clicking on the donate button, or just if your bank does Zelle, you can go through Zelle and find us through Zelle or PayPal. And as always, I want to thank everybody for their contributions and generous donations. Without you, we couldn't be here. So we have another song, I think, right?
Yep.
Let's do it.
We can stand on this one if you want to. Feel grateful for the love. Well, I'm grateful for the love that you rain down all day. Yes, I'm grateful for the love and the blessing. Well, I'm grateful for the blessing that you rain down all day. Yes, I'm grateful for the blessing, for the blessings and the bounty. Well, I'm grateful for the bounty that you rain down all day. I'm grateful for the bounty and the beauty. Well, I'm grateful for the beauty that you rain down all day. Yes, I'm grateful for the beauty, for the beauty. Now we're going to get a little crazy, but you know the drill, right? Here we go. Well, I'm grateful, 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 so grateful, grateful, grateful for the love, for the love. Well, I'm grateful for the love that you rain down all day. Yes, I'm grateful for the love and the blessings. Well, I'm grateful for the blessings that you rain down all day. I'm grateful for the blessings, for the blessings and the bounty. Well, I'm grateful for the bounty that you rain down all day. Yes, I'm grateful for the bounty, for the bounty and the beauty. Well, I'm grateful for the beauty that you rain down all day. I'm grateful for the beauty, for the beauty. Let's sing that crazy part again. Ready? Take a nice full breath. Here we go. Well, I'm grateful, 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 so grateful, grateful, grateful for the love and the blessings and the bounty and the beauty and the love.
Yes. Thank you. Please be seated. And I am grateful for you and both of you for that song in particular, because when you get a little wild and crazy, it's like it gives me permission. I feel like I'm singing it right on key with you, which I know I'm not. But I'm like in my moment there. Okay, so we have some announcements, folks. Our Soul Awakening discussion is going on Tuesday at 7 p.m. And also we have a private Facebook group. If you can't meet us via Zoom, then just join the book discussion group. It's just under, you can search Unity of Hagerstown Book Discussion. Very easy to find us. We're posting a few questions. Feel free to dive in on any of them that have been posted. And then coming up on the 12th of February, we have our Unity from the Inside Out class. It is a Unity Basics class. It will be meeting 3 Saturdays. For those of you watching virtually, that was no. It's a basics class meeting via Zoom for about an hour and a half each Saturday for 3 Saturdays. And then something I'm really looking forward to is our full moon hike, potluck, and bonfire. Just a social gathering. And at Ann Baker's farm, that's going to be on the 16th, beginning at 6 p.m. We wanted to get an early start so that those who have never been there before can find it easily. Have a bonfire and a potluck, and then there's a beautiful, easy 1-mile hike along the creek that circles back around. And hopefully the weather will cooperate. Obviously, this is weather dependent here. Our upcoming book discussion for Lent, our Lenten season, is going to be by Thich Nhat Hanh, Living Buddha, Living Christ. And we're going to look a little bit more closely at some of the events that he talks about in conjunction with Jesus, and then see the Buddhist perspective as well. And as I've been repeating, and that doesn't sound right. There are volunteer opportunities. So if you're feeling called to serve this ministry as a greeter, as a reader of the Daily Word, or in some other capacity, please step forward. Now, I want to thank those who have stepped forward recently. I certainly appreciate that. And as always, our current set of volunteers and all of those who have volunteered in the past too. You guys are awesome. So before we say goodbye to our Facebook friends, I just want to ask or invite you to say hello in the comments, to write down one thing you're grateful for, and to comment on each other so that you have that sense of connection. You can feel connection in a virtual realm, so please try to build that community if you like. Okay? So we do say goodbye to our friends who are watching virtually. We love you, we appreciate you, and we see that light within you. You can't hide it from us. We got it. Okay, bye-bye.